Yes, where you did an they call Ohidans education courses. Ohidans education courses. What do they do for Ohidans education courses? We they teach anything that has to do with mobile app. One, learn how to develop app. One, learn how to develop websites. Now, for this class, we want to teach you how to develop websites. Just 40 minutes. Websites in just 40 minutes. Now, the first thing we could do, uh, you want to create your file. You want to create your file. So you go to anywhere where you want, any place where you know so you want to create the file puts. So you have to go to that place. Let's say now I did documents. This is my document folder. Now for inside this document folder now, I get one this document folder. I get one folder where they call websites in 40 minutes. One folder where they call websites. This is the folder. Website, same thing now. There's nothing inside this folder. Anything not inside this folder. So now this folder I want to use. So the next thing where I want to have, I want to go Visual Studio Code. We get one where we dey write our code. And we dey make our code fast with the writer. Now the reason why we dey use Visual Studio Code now because it dey help us. Because if you want to write sometimes, Visual Studio Code know what you want to write. So it will give you suggestion. But if you want to use, if you don't get Visual Studio Code, you go fit use a notepad. But the problem with notepad is a notepad, it not go give you suggestion. So if you get error, notepad not go show you, so you get error. But if you dey use Visual Studio Code, you go know when you get error. So the next thing way I want to do now, I want go that Visual Studio Code. I want go for that Visual Studio Code, and then I want show you how to write a code. Now the first thing you go to file, come here file, click on file, click on new. I want click on new, and I want call the file where I want it, and I want call index. Let me call it index dot html. So index.html. What you want call, and then where we want to save this index.html, I want to save them for that documents folder. That folder where I create that folder where they call that folder daily documents. That folder where they call website. This is the folder I want to save on it. This I want to save it. Index.html. So this is the name. Index.html. And I will create the folder. Now it's empty. Now for HTML, and if you want to build house they get foundation. HTML also got foundation. So I'll show you the foundation of HTML. Now the first foundation where you go write for HTML, this less than sign, then quotation mark, that is exclamatory mark, doc tag HTML. So this is the first thing where you go write for HTML, any HTML document. What did this one mean? Mean say the thing where you want right now, the HTML document. And then you press enter on keyboard, write another less than sign, then type HTML. Now HTML is the second foundation. So this HTML gets what they call opening tag and then closing tag. You think opening tag now this is just HTML that's less than HTML greater than. For the closing tag, you have to put a slash. That means that is the end. So any other thing where you want, you are going to do it. You go up inside these two tags, HTML open tag and the HTML closing tab. Then I will enter. Then the next thing is body. So we'll have body. Then the body also have what you call opening tag and what closing tag. So have opening tag and what closing tag. Now, after the body, it will be called the heading H. Now this heading has, if you look at it, it's obviously up to H6. You have H1, H2, H3. So H1, that is big pass, that is the size. You want the size to the big, so you use H1. So anything where you want to write, no way you go write for inside this place, we start as what the heading. So let's call it websites in 40 minutes. So that is going to be the heading of our website. That is going to be the heading. And after the heading, we are going to get another thing. You know, when would they school, when they write, when they teach us essay. After body, inside the body, you have what? The number of paragraphs. So the P is called what? Paragraph. So the P is paragraph. And then inside this paragraph, anything where you see that we write inside this P, opening P and the closing P, we serve as what? The paragraph. Remember that P not gets P1, P2, so it's only P. So it said in Ohidans, in Ohidans education functions, we make coding a form. See? So coding is a form. Now let's run this this thing. If you want to run it, you press your keyboard, just press Control F5. When I run this code, we will see what you will see. Control F5. Now, any website where you see those things we will write might be the background of any websites. But you not go see and what you go only see. Now what I want to show you now. That is the only thing where you will see if you run your websites. So normally you don't go fit see you don't go fit see the other things. But the only thing we will see now something where I will show you and you will see. So we will see now what we don't write this website in 14 minutes. I've seen this. So in OEDANS, so this one now paragraph. This one is the heading. So that is it. Now let's say this is the name of our website. Website in 40 minutes. I'm going to close it. We will go back to where we did, which is what Visual Studio Code. Now I get something where I want to for that our code again. I want to Visual Studio Code. I want to do something. And with that I want to I want to what I want to do is say I want on this place to rest. Now you know say for HTML, HTML is just the block. Now CSS, and CSS will be called the paints. Now assuming this website in 14 minutes, I want to turn out to red. I'll just click inside this place. I'll put style. That is, I'm saying I want what CSS. Then the style where I want a color. Click on color. What color I want? Let's say red. So I click on what? Red. So red is what I want. So let me run the code again and see what it about. Control F5. Control F5. Let me share my screen so that you will see what you don't have. Now have you seen? So it's now red. Website in 40 minutes. what I do, I just use CSS. I paint the house. So now with the CSS dey do. Then the next thing now, if you look at the website, major things for website now, what they call navigation bars. Navigation bar now, those things where you go click on and it go take you to somewhere. So it's just like you enter a house. You enter a house now. The first place where you go reach na parlor. And now for parlor, now you go know whether they will give you permission to access to enter the other room or inside the house. So website is just like a house. So the first page, and they call the home page for websites. So that home page, you need to put what they call links, buttons where person go press. Anything we want to say for your website, you see them. So what you want to do now, I want to create that link, or it's before that paragraph. Let's create a page. I want to create some links. Now, that link, we want to create them as lists. What you would call it? This HTML, they will call on order list. That's list we will not get order. We will not order. You know, there's OR, there's order list, and there is on order. So I want to create an order list. Now inside this another list, another thing I need to put list item. So I want a list item where this way I want to put inside this another list. The first thing where I want is about. So for instance, if you enter any website, you can see something like about us. So I created that one, about us. I went again, create another list item. And maybe I'll call this one contact us. Contact us. Then I'll go enter again, create another list item. We will call this one our vision. This one our vision. Then I go enter again, create another list item. I'll call this one our what? Mission. Okay, then I'll call this one what? Our mission. So we don't create list item. Remember, so this one they are just words. So meanwhile, they are not there. Now what I go do now, I go run this code and let's see how it looks like. Control F5. May I share the screen so that you see how we do here. Now look at it. Now we have a list about us. Now if you look at this, you know if we click on all these things, I will call navigation bar. But now the next thing we will do now, one change into something we go click on. We will take it to another place. So the next thing we are going to do, I want to click on something. We will take me to one change into a list. So let me close this one again. Let me share the Visual Studio Code again. So now, this is all this one, they are just list items. But what I want to do now, I want to turn them to link. So in link, we have the link tag A, that's another A. Now inside this link tag, which is they call href, which is hyperreference. So I tell, because this is going to be a link. Hyperreference means if you click on this link, where will take it? So I'm going to create the hyperreference. So I will just write view arrow as uniform result locator. So the same thing, then I'll come to the end, I'll close it. After the quotation mark, I'll write the greater than sign. Then it's about us, I will take it. Then it's about us, it's not I will look for inside where the link, inside the link. So about, so now that's like it will be now. So the same thing I go do for all these ones. So let's say this thing one, two, I'll say link is A, and I'll write hierarchy. Then I'll put you arrow down, arrow down. Then that the someone I'll close with that. Then instead of contact us in space, I'll bring it down, 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 side that us. Same thing for all of them. Iron and arrow down. And now with that, then instead of that place, I'll have to our one. I'll do that. Let me, yeah, I did the last one. So like see different between one where I did one where let's see how the difference. So control F5. Yeah. Now we can see now. See this one I don't become what. This is as I carry mouse when I go. That means I avoid see this last one. Our mission is something big. So this one I got this. That was go publish. But if I click on it now, see, I never create where it is. It's no content there. So let me close it. Let's take it back to Visual Studio Code. Share Visual Studio Code. Let's see how. So the next thing we do, since we don't get where it's supposed to be. So what I could do, I will create another file where we call about us. So I will click on file. So I will call this one about us. About us. HTML. Let it be click enter. So you tell me where I want to save it. So where I want to save it, that's that website. 40 minutes. That was it. So column about us. Um, so about us, that's what about us, that's HTML. And I will create, click on create. Now, I want to create about us. Now, the same thing we will do for the other one, doc type, with the same foundation, because now see HTML. So create also the same one, foundation. So inside the foundation, add the HTML, we have body. Inside this body, I will create a heading. So I'll call this heading H1. So I'll say, I'll call this an about us. It's about us. Then I will now create a P paragraph, the way I will write everything about us. So I will now start now. So Providence is an ICT training school. Full stop. I need to put break. Let me put P arrow. Break. So, and I will enter. The reason for that B arrow is so that the line will stop there. So we simplify coding. In other words, we make coding. All right, break again. BR. Enter. Make coding the language of everyone. So let's say this is about us. Now I will save this. I will save this on Control X. Remember this thing, this file now, and the same folder, and the same folder I put down, that folder where I create website in 40 minutes. So I don't save this file. So what I go do now, what I will do now, I'll go back to my index.html. Let's say I get to index, but let's go for that index.html on this one. Index.html. So this is the index.html. So what I go do now, instead of this, no, this one about us. So instead of this URL, I will change them to about.html. See, so that is the what the link about.html. I now create a link so that if you click on that link, it will take you to that other file where I create about.html. Now, maybe we run this thing and see how they run a Control F5. Now let me share the screen, let me share the screen so that you can see what happened. Now you see about us. Now let me click on about us. Wonderful. See about us. So it's covered. Say now, as you click on about us, we take you to that other file we create. Dance is an IC training school. We simplify coding. In other words, we make coding the language of everyone. So you can click on go back, your normal one. See, but if you click on the second one, that was not yes. So contact us, that means the same pattern, the same thing that we would want to create. That contact us was path. Now the last thing where I want to, say website not pass like this. Website not pass like this. The last two things we are going to do, I want to put my logo, how to put another thing to say how you want to put I want to put my logo, how to put image. So let me close this place, go back to my code. Let me share my screen again. That's my Visual Studio Code screen. Then I'm here now. So what I want to do now, I want to put my logo. So that my logo, what I will do, I will do first. Let me go to desktop first. Let me share the screen of my, let me share the screen of my desktop. Something I want to show you now. Now I have a logo in this place. Now let me go to desktop. I have a logo here, and that logo, the name is logo. Let me search for it. I have a logo. I have a logo, so I will look for that logo. The name is LOG. Let me search for it. LOG. I want to copy this. This is the logo. I want to copy it. It's my logo. So I'll copy this logo. Now what I will do now, I'll go to that my document folder, a folder where they use it. Remember saying that I place everything into my logo. So this is exciting possible. how you supposed to take it, but this one they tell me that say it's not there in space. Now let me go back to those are file. This file is supposed to be, let me receive it again, save as also without clearance. So we need to do this by doing how concentration. So so the two file they there now. Now the last thing where I want that's my logo. That logo I want copy. I show you I it's I didn't think I'll copy it now. Just click on copy. Okay. So I'll go back to that document that same place because all of them need to be the same place. I look on one side. I'll click control. It's here now. So I want to use this logo. Remember that the name of this document is put your this. You see, the name is logo log dot jpg. So go back to my Android Studio Code. Well, let me share screen. Android Studio Code. The Android Studio Code. Now what I could do now? I want I want to I want to see. I want to put that my image and an index. Everything I will do in the index I will put. So I'll click on index for HTML. So I want to put after that heading. I want to put that for after that heading. So I want to put that inside H inside P. So I'll put that for inside P. So uh, I will I want to put that inside P. And then that P. So name is going to be image provided. We're going to have the IM that's how the now source. So that one source is going to be log. So log dot was JPG. So that is going to be log copy dot JPG. That is the name. Then you can also add alternative tests. This the case is not there. So you can call it logo. Say the picture, in case the picture is missing, so it's always logo. Now this is what when you have close your watch. Okay. Now let's run it again and let's see what happens. Whether that logo will appear. Control F5. And connect. So let me share the screen that you see what has happened. So are you seeing? So we now have what a local website in 40 minutes, and then we have what a logo. So this is how to build a website. So the next time, this logo, what we will do next time is logo won't carry and go right. One make sure say it did right. So I can talk about that place. We talk about the style again. Okay, let's just try. I want to put on this right. I want to move on from this place to this place. So that would be the next thing I'm going to do. Now let's close this. Then let me share my what is it called? My screen again. So share screen. Share my Visual Studio Code screen. So this one now, this logo, this image, this P element, I want to specify star. So I will say star. So if you say that, I will say this thing is very important. See, it's very important to use Visual Studio Code because it will give you option. Now, what I'm going to use now, I'm going to use display. Display. Then under display, is it content? Is it grid? Is it inline block? How do I want to display? So what am I looking for? I think I'm looking for text alignments. So I want text to align. Display. Right style. Then that is right. Follow the position. Let's look at position. Then building the product to understand what else is what you say that I listen that this align that what I want. I'm just doing this as I put because of this test editing. So it's going to be options. So let's see test editing. What do I want to test? What do I want my test? I want to be the lines. So I'm going to unlock lines. That is what I want to do. So I don't need to get control. And let me share my screen. So, so The next time now you know how to build links, how to head in. And then maybe you want to put uh background image or background color that also specify the background color. That is what CSS. So let me just do that one last. Last one one given background color. So that one CSS time. So we are going to now go back to my screen. Okay, let me just go to my screen. I want to share. Just now with that one, inside the project, that's the last one. I want to just specify style. So I will not say body. That means I want to start or want to start or not for this one for that. Because the big one, then we have to style out start part of that. Should say this will be a one like start start sheet. That's the well one all right one. Then we start with that one background options background color. So I'll choose that color. Now background color. Look at one point, the actions. So I already have a performance. Now let me run fast. Sure. All these simple as use the language